Righty, so we've got another game for you, lovely lot. Yet another one. Two in one day. Spicy. Good, but this is what we want. Okay, so all tier 10 matchmaking. I'm in the Yamato, of course. The mighty, mighty Yamato, or something. Um, and this works out to be a decent game, believe it or not.
Action stations.
Um, yes, the Hariguma is also like recreating that fucking battery meme. Ah, ah, ah. You know, I'm not gonna actually do the thing. We have thin walls. I'm sure the neighbors wouldn't appreciate that. Um, but I'm sure we all know the one I'm talking about. I know I do. And if you don't, I will pop a link to it in the Discord or something. Um, so this winds up being an interesting game in the sense that we play the Yamato really a bit more aggressively than we really should. So we're going to come like all the way into this bit here, like this the edge of this island here, basically. And normally you wouldn't play Yamato that far up. Like that's kind of getting into overextending territory. Um, but because we like at least halfway know what we're doing, we're actually able to turn this into an advantage because it essentially we're bottlenecking the opposition into having to come at us either one at a time or all at once. But what's the chances of teamwork happening in this of all games? So I kind of hedged my bets here, and I decided to say like, yep, fuck it, we're gonna go straight in and we're gonna sit on this edge. The astute among you will have noticed that this is the same trick we pulled in a recent-ish Alaska game. And it worked then. Yes, what we were doing there is we were just seeing if we could lob the shells over the island, because if we could, we would have popped our spotter so we could see over and see if we can get a side shot on this Stalingrad, but that didn't happen, so yeah. We wouldn't have been able to go over the island, so we just ended up not going over the island. So it was fine, I guess. But the first thing that we do then is basically just get into position. And being that the Yamato does like 27 knots, it shouldn't take us too long to get into position. But still not as fast as something like, say, Montana. But then in the Montana, you're losing 50% of your, firepower just getting in a bound position, whereas Yamato you only lose like a third. So what, 25%, which is much better, I guess. It would have been better if Yamato did have 4 guns, though. Just imagine the broadside on that. That'd hurt even more than it already does. So, first thing that pops up is this currywurst. Now, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to kill this currywurst. But what you will be able to do is maim him pretty bad. Or, no, I'm not going to give any spoilers. Well, you'll see. You'll see. But we do end up doing quite a lot of damage to this curvers. Because in fairness, he's the... So this is kind of why I was hedging my bets initially, is because he's literally going to be, at least initially, the only person who comes round this corner enough to shoot at me. Which means he's the only... it does also mean that he's the only thing I can do damage to. But, like, it's a two-way street, though. So we do a solid 14k damage to him, or 14k-ish. Even with that shoddy dispersion. And so we start reversing, and we realise, though, that we shouldn't be reversing, because we are actually capping. So yeah, we decide to not do that. Now, this currywurst is going to commit to turning completely, I do believe. Yeah, he does. So, unfortunately, this doesn't do a great deal of damage, only 5k. 5k is still a decent chunk. But when you're talking about something that has 105,000 health, It's not that much. Like, I could have done that same salvo from him on full health, and he would have still had over 100,000 health left. So, yeah. See, that dispersion looks a little bit more like it. And that was a good chunk. And so at this point, I'm kind of looking around thinking, oh yeah, I'm going to get an assisted in capture. But no, I got a solo cap in a fucking Yamato. Yeah. Fun. I do believe we also do make the decision to push and then very hastily make the decision to unpush. Or do we? I can't remember. Something like that in any case. But we're up to 40k damage so far, and all of that has been on that currywurst. Every single point of damage that we've done so far has been on that currywurst. So, he's about to turn and give us some more side. So, cue the fucking, please sir, can I have some more scene? So we do 7,000 damage. Not a lot, but it's a fair chunk still, whichever way you swing it. It's certainly not like a bad number. So we decide to pop our heal. And yeah, this is so we also end up reversing out of the cap, and we end up kind of pushing back in. The Thunderer also has the same idea, although the Thunderer, I think, didn't get the memo or something, because he's not going to do very well. I genuinely don't know what the Thunderer was thinking when he pushed into here. Like, the moment I got spotted and there were two people aiming at me, despite the fact there were also people shooting at the Thunderer, kind of to me said that it's a bad idea to push into here. So this Thunderer, he's healthy, but like, we just narrowly dodged that torp, so that's good. We unfortunately can't really get a good shot on the currywurst, otherwise we would have done. So we do the next best thing and we shoot at this angled Kremlin. Mainly superstructure shots though, mind you. And we do, 13k damage. That's good damage. I'll take it. Like, this Thunder is 100% going to die. There's no way he would have ever survived something like this. If it was, like, a Conqueror, I could have understood it, because, like, Conqueror has the better sustain due to the better heal, but, like, It's just, I don't know what he was thinking, honestly. We put some shells out at the Smolensk. Of course, there is a Smolensk-sized hole in my shells, but, it's one of those things, I guess. We flood, so we repair that, because we're going to be round the island sooner rather than later anyways, so, well, that's the plan, at least. So, we're reversing round. There's only a Montana and myself left on this flank that, well, still alive anyways. Fire. So we fire off at the Kremlin before he gets a chance to put another salvo into us. I've kind of at this point accepted that no, we're not keeping A. Like, there is just too much, there is too much heat here to really even consider being able to keep A. So we've decided we're going to abandon this flank, and we're going to get a move on. We're being spotted by the currywurst here. So we'll probably get a salvo off against him. I think we aim a bit too low here, though, which is my mistake. I should have taken into account that, well, currywurst is a big ship, so it takes a lot for her to turn. We do get 2 hits, though. Unfortunately, they are both shatters. But we get 2 hits. And at this point, I noticed that the gearing was last spotted close-ish. and I decide I should probably not keep going in reverse because realistically speaking, he'll probably be torpedoing me soon. I believe I get spotted temporarily shortly, and at that point, that's when I decide to stop reversing. Yeah, see, we get spotted here. Aim, aim, aim. One drops, and then the other drops. Yeah, now we're back up to 3. So at this point, I see this, and I kind of get the thought that, well, I've probably just been torpedoed. So I make the executive decision to stop reversing and start moving forwards. And we'll see how we're getting on, but it seems that this was a good idea, and all that. So we unfortunately don't get to shoot at the Repub just yet. So here we go. Now that's a pretty decent angle, isn't it? Well, the Repub is like literally covered in all of the thin armor. So, that's still a fairly decent angle, so we take our shot, and we are able to do something like this. By no means anything spectacular, but 17k on, a Repub, I'd say is a good salvo. Not anything spectacular, but it's good. Like, we'll take it. So for the next little while, we'll be focusing down this Repub. We do make the mistake of overturning. I don't think we get citadeled, but we get chunks, still, because we overturned. But then again, we can do that to the Repub as well. So this hurts. I don't think it's a citadel. Oh no, it didn't. It was like 1100 damage. Okay, I misremembered. But at this point, it's getting into the whole, could go either way side of things. So at this point, this game genuinely could go either way. But we'll kind of see how we get on. But with that said, you guys are seeing this on YouTube, so you already have a rough idea as to what's going to happen here. Although, just as a point of note, even though it's generally only my better games that end up on here, don't take that to mean that only wins go on here. If it's a good game and a defeat, then that'll still end up on here. Because that's the thing, I don't mind losing games. I'm perfectly fine with losing games. As long as I was genuinely outplayed, that's fine. The one that really irks me is when you lose the game just down to either sheer luck or you playing better than the enemy but still losing because the team decided to shit the bed or something. That's the one that irks me. That's the one that really gets to me. But it's one of those things. But yeah, so just because this is where you'll see the better games, don't take that to mean you'll only see wins here. There is every chance that you will see losses. If it was a good game but a loss, then this is where it'll go as well. So, yeah. But with that said, we get another chance at the Kremlin. We're not going to citadel him, unfortunately, but that's not a bad chunk to say that was just our back guns. That still doesn't top that fucking rear gun dev strike that I got on a Hipper in North Cal, which was, I think, in a video named Nutty North Carolina, I do believe. That was a good game. I had a lot of fun with that one. And that one was actually suggested by one of the regulars on stream. He used the fucking... I think I called them pudding points. He used one of those and suggested I play North Cal. And yeah, ended up being one of the better games for that stream. So not gonna say no, but one of those things. So unfortunately, this Montana turns out just in the nick of time, so we don't end up like getting any good salvos on him. Now there's this currywurst that we dealt about 50-60k damage to before. Let's see if we can kill him. 14k, but at this range, dealing 14k is kinda maybe. And of course, it's basically impossible to Citadel a currywurst as well. So it's not like that could possibly happen. Oh, okay. Yeah, so that happened. It's not common, but it can happen. So yeah, we did that, which got the currywurst off the table. So next up, there's the Repub here. I don't think we'll be able to do much to him while he's running away, because our dispersion at long range seems to be a bit whack. Now, the gearing is here. Now, we almost managed to dodge these. Very nearly. It could have happened. So at this point, the Repub is still here. So we take a pot shot at the Repub, of course, because we can't see the gearing, otherwise we'd take a pot shot at him. He's beginning to turn, so unfortunately we only get one pen. So, that's not ideal. But these guns, especially when you've lost half of your health like this, these guns tend to reload reasonably quick, so, that's okay. We get another salvo off on the Repub, although I don't think we really gave enough lead here. We should have given a bit more. Another overpen. Now, at this point, I was thinking the currywurst is going to go for the ram, isn't he? So this isn't what's going to happen, but, yeah. I'm not sure which one of them disengaged from the ram. It's one at t'other, but I am unsure as to which one. But either way, I would imagine the Repub was probably... Well, actually, no. It'd probably more be the currywurst that would have been aiming for the ram more than anything, so... Yeah. But, the Repub manages to dodge the ram, or the currywurst just decides not to, which either or. Now, I didn't really give enough lead here on the Repub, and I don't think I'm going to get another shot at that. Unfortunately, though, I am also going to die here very shortly, just due to not really paying attention to the map. Okay, so I was aware the gearing was here. What I wasn't aware of is that he was on his way round the corner. So we should get, I think, a few hits here on the... Yeah, we get a hit, but there's the gearing. And if we'd been paying more attention, we might have been able to survive this by just, not eating as many. We'd have still eaten Torbs, but we might have done a bit better. But, end of the day, 142k damage, and there's, a minute 20 left, assuming nothing else changes. But... we did well. We did our job while we were alive. I'm not too sure what this Montana thought he was going to achieve. He wasn't likely to have been at the same spot on the map that he was last spotted. The only problem is that, by doing this, he just means that the gearing can now shoot. It's a Haragumo. He's going to be burnt to death long before the gearing can get anything done. But, still extra damage. So the gearing now dies, and there is 13 seconds of this game left. Yeah, so I would say this has been a good game. So, hence my GG. But this is up to you guys. Do you think this was Do you think this was a good game? So here's our post battle results. We died to the gearing, but 142k damage, 300,000 credit, 7k XP, 1.13 65 shell hits, 1 citadel, 1 solo cap, 1 sunk, and 5 secondary hits. And for our base XP, of course, we're not top of the team here, but we still got over 2k base, so I'd say we did okay here. But this is a decision for you guys to make. Do you think this was a good game? Or do you think I flunked here? Yeah, so I'll leave that decision up for you guys to make. If you want to, make a decision as to whether I did good or not, that's in your hands now. You can tell me in the comments, do you think I did well here, or do you think I got lucky, or do you think I made too many mistakes? Because I did definitely make a lot of mistakes here. There's no denying that. But the question is, did I make too many? Do you guys think? Especially in that latter part, before I died to the gearing, I should have been paying more attention there. That was one of my big mistakes there. But what do you guys think? Do you think I did okay, despite my mistakes, or do you guys think I completely flunked that and, I should do better? I'll look forward to hearing what you lot think about this. But with that said, I will leave that there. So, with all of that said, as usual, if you would like to talk to the pudding, there is, of course, the Discord, which I will link in the description down below. If you want to see the bad games as well as the good games, you can find me on Twitch. If you'd like to follow me on there is a link down below. I'm not expecting any subscribers on there, honestly. That's not what I'm here for. But yeah, just let me know what you think of this game. If you'd like to speak to me at some point, be it text or even in voice chat, there's the Discord down below. And yeah, I'll see you all there. If you would like to join in. If you have any suggestions for ships to play or what have you, pop those down in the description below, and I will get onto that, as soon as I can, assuming I have the ship. If I don't have the ship, I'm not in a position to be going out and buying, the ship to do these things with. So, keep that in mind. But if I have the ship, but then again, you've got my my username here, so if you want to go on to WoW's numbers or something and find out what ships I do have, you're more than welcome to do so. My stats aren't private, they are open for all to see. They're not good, by any means, they're not good, but they're there, so if you want to see them, then, there you go. But if you want to use that as this is a list of ships I've got, and you want to make a suggestion for something you want to see me play based on that, have at it. Or if you just want to criticize my stats, have at it. I know I'm not a great player anyway, so nothing you can say about my stats will hurt too much. But yeah, I will see you all again next time. Do take care, everyone. Have yourselves a wonderful morning, evening, night, day, whatever it happens to be there. Don't go doing anything silly. Be careful. And I will see, and well, if you've taken heed of the be careful part, I will see you all again next time. I do hope to see you all again next time. It would sadden me if any of you disappeared. But if, it's one of those things. I will stop with that now, because that's not gonna do me a right lot of good. But yeah, so I'll see you all next time. Take care, everyone. Have yourself a nice day, and do be careful.